still trying to pass as a cadet. Fruitless. You are an embarrassment to this academy.
3 years at Tide Academy. 3 fruit awakening ceremonies. 3 failures. Riku survived on chores and the pity of instructors.
They should have crushed your cadet badge under their boot. But don't worry, today's trial will do it for them.
Every year, it's the same. Every year, I prove I am worthless.
Attention, cadets. The annual combat trial will now commence with special provisions. Cadet Riku will face Cadet Kazuya. The courtyard exploded. Some gasped in disbelief. Others laughed. The cruel, hungry laughter of predators who smell blood.
Kazuya, the top-ranked cadet, a fruit user, and I can barely swing a practice sword.
A fruitless against the air. They might as well throw you into the sea and call it mercy.
The training pool awaited. It's still water, a mirror for the execution to come.
I won't let them see me break. Not yet.
Riku stepped onto the stone platform. The training pool's water calm beneath the midday sun. Across from him, Kazuya glowed with the confidence of the Academy's strongest.
Surrender now, fruitless. I have no desire to waste my talent swatting a fly.
Surrender isn't an option. Every time I've failed, I've gotten back up. This time won't be different.
Kazuya didn't wait. He raised a hand, and from the pool behind him, a serpent of water exploded outward, the living embodiment of his splash, splash fruit. The serpent struck. Riku was thrown back like driftwood, slamming against the platform edge. The crowd roared with laughter.
Look at him flop. Even the pool rejects him. His own reflection must be ashamed.
I can't win with a practice sword, but I still have one thing. Something no fruit can match.
He reached for the battered cutlass, a family relic, chipped and rusted, ignored by everyone as junk. But to Riku, it was his grandfather's legacy.
You draw a rusted relic against me. That blade has more cracks than your future. Delusional.
This blade is all my family left me. It won't break, and neither will I.
In that desperate moment, a memory surfaced. His grandfather, in a sunlit dojo, raising this very cutlass in a stance Riku had never understood. His body moved on its own, falling into that same ancient stance. With a battle cry, he swung the blade horizontally, and the world obeyed. A golden arc erupted. The sea split in two, towering walls of water on either side, revealing the stone bottom below.
Impossible. That's no fruit power.
What have I done? This is the cutlass's secret.
That golden light, that stance. I've read about this. Somewhere dangerous.
For a heartbeat, the pool remained parted, as if the world itself was stunned into silence.
You fruitless worm. What trickery is this?
Riku stood alone in the parted sea, the golden light fading from his cutlass. And for the first time, the Academy had nothing to say. The walls of water collapsed. A thunderous crash drowned the arena, and the pool surged back, swallowing the platform in salt spray. Cadets screamed, thrown from their seats. The once mirror sea became a maelstrom.
That art. It can't be. The sea-severing technique was erased centuries ago.
Among the drenched and stunned crowd, the Chancellor rose. His face betrayed no shock, only a cold, calculated dread.
Guards, secure the cadet. No one leaves this arena.
Before Riku could react, instructors descended, gripping his arms, wrenching the cutlass from his hand.
Wait, I didn't. This isn't...
They're treating him like a criminal. But if the Chancellor suspects the same thing I do...
The cutlass clattered to the stones. Its faint golden glow died, leaving only rust and old steel.
Take him below. The board will decide what remains of his future.
In the candlelit faculty chamber, the board assembled with grave expressions. The Chancellor's voice carried the weight of old law.
The sea-severing art was erased for a reason. Its practitioner must be expelled before he endangers everything we've built.
He's a student, not a criminal. He didn't even know what he was doing. Punishing him for instincts he can't explain is injustice.
The board members exchanged uneasy glances. The name Sea Severing carried dark history few dared to speak aloud.
Ignorance is no defense. The art is a poison. If he remains, he could spread it, corrupt others.
Or we could guide him. Teach him to control and suppress it. Locking knowledge away didn't stop him from awakening it. Let me monitor his training.
A tense silence. Then the board nodded. A conditional stay. Riku would be under Akari's supervision, his cutlass confiscated. In the infirmary, a guard unlocked the door. Akari stepped in, her expression unreadable.
You are not expelled, but you are under my supervision. Every move you make, every swing of a sword, you answer to me.
Why? I don't understand what I did. Why is it so dangerous?
It's a forbidden art. I need to study it. Train without your cutlass for now.
Days turned into relentless drills. Under Akari's watch, he rebuilt his body with discipline, not the cutlass.
Keep your stance low. A sword without control is just a blade.
Every victory feels hollow. That cutlass still calls to me.
In the sparring ring, his new strength stunned the academy. Cadets fell one by one, but the crowd's silence was heavier than any blow. Whispers followed him in the halls. Stay away. He's cursed.
I trace the tide tattoo in the dark. My legacy, now a brand of fear.
Enough of these training matches. Face me. No crowd, just us.
Under moonlight, they clashed bare-handed. A golden spark flickered. Then nothing.
I won, but now even Kazuya's eyes hold fear.
2 days later, the intercom summoned all. The Chancellor's voice thundered, dragging Riku before the board again.
Riku's unsanctioned duel demands expulsion. The sea severing cannot be tolerated.
The duel was mutual. No art was used. This is a pretext.
The board members averted their eyes. The accusation was flimsy, but the intention was clear.
His very presence is a threat. I will not risk the Academy. The vote stands.
Then I, Princess Akari, wield my royal right. The expulsion is overturned. Riku stays.
A heavy silence. The Chancellor's grip on his staff tightened until the wood groaned.
You play a dangerous game, Your Highness. You protect a sword that will cut us all.
I protect an innocent. And this board will not murder a cadet to calm its own fears.
The board withdrew, fury barely contained. But this was not the end. That night, Akari slipped into the restricted archives. Old laws meant nothing if silence protected a lie. She lit a candle and scanned the towering shelves for any record of the sea severing.
They erased his clan from every register. But secrets leave scars.
A locked chest bore the Academy's founding crest. Inside, a worn journal, its pages yellowed with age.
We thought the sea severing cut only water, but the blade severs fate itself, thread by thread.
Her hands trembled as she turned the page. Diagrams of golden threads, each labeled with a life.
The wielder trades his own threads. Every swing shortens what remains. The art is a dying curse.
Deeper still, a confession. The clan wasn't exiled for danger. They sacrificed themselves, generation by generation, to cut a world-ending tide curse.
The board didn't banish murderers. They silenced martyrs to hide their own cowardice.
She closed the journal, breath unsteady. Riku's grandfather had died so this academy could live, and its leaders had condemned his bloodline to extinction. Akari found Riku at the cliff's edge, the cutlass lying sheathed beside him. He hadn't touched it in days.
Riku, I know why they fear you. Your art doesn't cut water. It cuts the threads of fate.
Threads? What are you talking about?
Look at the journal. Every time you used that blade, you shortened your own lifespan.
The sea-severing clan held back a world-ending curse. Each generation sacrificed themselves. The Academy erased their honor out of cowardice.
They weren't criminals. They were martyrs, and the board decided to bury that truth.
My grandfather. He was cutting that curse. All those years, he was buying us time.
The curse is returning. And the board expects you to perform the final cut, to die like the rest of your bloodline.
They expect me to die for them, after covering up my family's sacrifice.
I'm sorry, Riku, but if you don't, the tide will swallow us all.
Riku stormed into the boardroom, the journal clutched in his fist. The Chancellor did not flinch.
You knew. You always knew my family were heroes, and you erased them for your own fear.
I knew, and I would do it again. The sea severing is a necessary poison. The curse returns every 2 centuries. Only a sea severing cut can stop it. Your grandfather bought us time. Now you will finish the bargain.
He's not asking. He's commanding me to die for the same system that murdered my clan.
Before Riku could spit his refusal, the alarms shrieked. In the window, the horizon darkened. The tide curse rose like a mountain of ink and teeth. Black waves crowned with writhing shapes. Cadets screamed. Instructors barked orders. The ground shook with the weight of the approaching sea.
You are the last thread. Without your cut, this world ends. Perform the ultimate severing, Riku. Die for us.
D for them, or defy them, and watch everything drown.
From the black tide, twisted creatures clawed onto the Academy's walls. They moved like drowned men, their eyes hollow and hungry. Kazuya and Dax led a countercharge, but the monster's hides were like stone. A cadet screamed as claws pulled him under.
The outer defenses are collapsing. If we don't seal the breach, the Academy falls.
On the cliff edge, Riku watched the chaos, his cutlass heavy in his hand. The Chancellor's words echoed in his skull.
Still, you hesitate. Every second costs lives. The severing is your birthright and your duty.
The waves surged higher, and the Tideborn's shrieks pierced the storm. Even the instructors began to fall back.
We can't hold this line. Riku, if you can do something, do it now.
If I cut, I die and the Academy lives. But their lies live too. My grandfather died for them, and they spat on his grave.
The storm raged. Lightning split the sky above the Academy, illuminating the faces of the doomed and the desperate. Riku gripped the cutlass. One swing could end the curse, or mark him as the final sacrifice in a cycle of betrayal. Time was a tide, and it was pulling him under. The cutlass pulsed with golden light. Hungry for the severing, Riku felt the thread of his own life trembling on its edge.
Strike now. The blade knows its purpose. Finish what your blood owes us.
My blood doesn't owe death. It already paid that price 100 times over. I am not a sacrifice. My grandfather wasn't a sacrifice. He was a shield you shattered, then buried.
The golden light guttered, then died. The cutlass became merely old steel, heavy with years of silenced truth.
Wait, the journal mentions seals. Other ways to contain the curse without a lethal cut. There must be another path.
Foolish girl. Those rights are lost. We have no time for fairy tales.
Lost because you buried them. The Sea-Severing clan left records. Let us search before demanding his death.
I won't die for a lie. I'll find another way, or make one. The sea severing dies with me, but not as you demand.
The tide curse howled, monsters pounding the walls. Riku had refused the kill order. Now the Academy had only hope, and a clock ticking toward the abyss. Riku placed the cutlass on the journal's open page. The runes flickered in the candlelight, as if the blade itself was listening.
There's a blood-binding ritual in the appendix. It will seal the art forever, but you'll lose all connection to the Sea-Severing.
Lose it. That's not a loss. That's freedom.
His fingers traced the blade. This weapon had claimed his grandfather, his ancestors. It would claim no one after tonight.
I'll do it. Seal it. End this cursed lineage tonight.
Riku, if we fail, the art dies, but the curse still rises. You'd be defenseless.
I've been defenseless my whole life. At least this choice is mine.
Akari's breath caught. Then she nodded, tears welling, and reached for his hand.
Then we do it now. I won't let them stop you.
Outside, the storm raged. Inside, the last heir of the Sea-Severing prepared to sever his own thread. Akari's fingers trembling, she flipped to the appendix. The blood-binding ritual was written in ancient runes, but the instructions were clear.
A circle of salt, the blood of the clan, and the word undone. The art will sever from the soul.
A violent tremor shook the academy. Dust rained from the shelves as the curse hammered the walls.
There's no time to waste. We have to do it now.
The ritual needs open sky, the training grounds. Go, I'll meet you there.
They burst through the archive doors, racing down torchlit corridors. As the academy groaned around them, they crossed the flooded training pool, the stone platform now lapped by black water from the rising tide. At the outdoor training ground, rain pelted the dirt. Akari quickly sketched a salt circle, while Riku drew the cutlass. The blade glowed faintly, sensing its end. Riku knelt in the circle, the journal open to the final words. The tide curse roared, a mountain of black water visible on the horizon. There were no minutes left. Only heartbeats, shouts echoed. The Chancellor stormed onto the training ground, instructors flanking him like a wall of white.
Stop this heresy. That ritual will doom us all.
But a line of cadets moved to block him. Kazuya at the front, soaked and bleeding, his rapier drawn.
Riku said he'd find another way. I am done letting old men decide who dies.
Yeah, we're not your pawns anymore.
Riku ignored the chaos. With one swift motion, he drew the cutlass across his palm. Golden blood welled, sizzling as it hit the salt. He pressed his hand to the blade and spoke the ancient words.
By blood of the sea, by thread of fate, I sever the bond. Let this art die with me.
Golden chains erupted from the earth, coiling around his arms. The cutlass, sealing tight.
No, guards! Break the circle!
I seal the sea severing.
The cutlass shattered into a web of cracks. Golden light bled through, and a luminous seal burned into the steel. A shockwave of sheer will erupted from Riku, throwing instructors and cadets off their feet. The wave met the tide curse. For an impossible heartbeat, the black wall of water hesitated, then staggered back. Monsters shrieked and clawed away from the light, retreating into the churning sea. Riku's legs buckled, the chains dissolved, and he crumpled like a puppet with cut strings. Akari lunged, catching him before his head struck the dirt.
You did it. The seal holds.
The cutlass lay inert, the seal on its blade glowing softly like a starved heartbeat. The sea-severing art was no more. The Chancellor stood frozen, his staff lowered, the weight of 4 centuries of lies crumbling in the rain.
What? What have you done? The seal will not hold when the tide returns.
Better a fighting chance than eternal servitude to a lie.
The waves still churned black. The curse slumbered, but its shadow stretched long over the academy.
Cadets, we will find a proper containment. No more martyrs, no more covered-up graves.
The board could only watch. The Chancellor's grip on his staff was now a desperate cling, not a threat. Kazuya lifted his rapier, and one by one, every cadet in the yard raised their weapon in silent oath.
We'll fight the curse with research, not blood. This academy will be known for knowledge, not execution.
You'll regret this folly when the waves swallow you all.
Akari laid the sealed cutlass on Riku's chest. Its glow was faint, but it pulsed with a defiant rhythm. The board, stripped of power, conceded. The curse still raged beyond the walls, but inside, a fragile hope took root. Weeks passed. The academy's broken walls were rebuilt, but the research lab was its new heart.
Without the cutlass, I am no weapon, but I can still be a mind.
The old barriers won't hold forever. We need a permanent solution, and I can't do it alone.
Let me study the curse patterns. I know my grandfather's notes. There must be a way to contain it without killing.
Together then. For your clan, and for all of us.
Riku mapped the tide curse's rhythm onto ancient star charts, cross-referencing the journal's fragments with lunar cycles.
His calculations are precise. If we align the barrier runes to these nodes, we might redirect the curse's energy.
Never thought I'd say this, but the fruitless cadet might just save us all with his brain.
For the first time, Riku didn't need a blade to earn respect. His voice carried weight in the war room. Outside, the black tide still hung on the horizon, but the academy's light burned brighter than ever. The day of reckoning arrived. Cadets lined the seawall, silent, as Akari threw the activation switch. A dome of golden light bloomed from the academy, pushing back the black tide. The curse shrieked. Water boiled, then began to turn clear, corruption unraveling. Tideborne dissolved into harmless brine, their forms shrieking away into the morning light.
It's holding. The purification field is stable. We did it without a single sacrifice.
Your ancestors would be proud. We ended the cycle.
Below, the academy erupted in cheers. For the first time, the sea was calm, no longer a threat. The curse remained, locked behind light, but its reign of terror had ended, and Riku, the weakest cadet who had split the sea not with a fruit, but with will, stood witness. He had bought time instead of bleeding for it, and that was enough. In the grand hall, every cadet, instructor, and even the board gathered. A covered portrait stood beneath sunlight. Akari pulled the cloth. The sea-severing clan, 3 generations with red bandanas and cutlasses, gazed down from the canvas.
For centuries, my family died so this academy could stand. They were called criminals. Tonight we call them heroes. No more sacrifices. No more covered-up graves. We broke the cycle not with a death, but with a choice.
The hall erupted. Cadets stomped feet. Instructors clapped, and even Dax howled approval. The Chancellor, stripped of his old power, bowed his head. Not in defeat, but in atonement, Akari smiled through tears, one hand on her tiara, the other on her heart. Riku touched the sealed cutlass. The tide tattoo on his chest felt lighter than it had in years. Outside, the purified sea sparkled. For the first time, the horizon held no shadow, not an end, a beginning. One built not on blood, but on bonds. The next morning, Riku walked the academy grounds. The same courtyard where he'd been slammed against stone now echoed with laughter and the clash of friendly sparring.
So, this is what it feels like. A world without the weight of a blade, meant for cutting fate.
Cadets moved through drills with faces unclouded by fear. No one flinched when he passed. A familiar voice broke his reverie. Kazuya approached, his usual arrogance softened into something quieter.
I never apologized for the trial, for everything. You didn't deserve it.
Water under the bridge. You stood with me when it mattered. That counts for more.
They clasped hands, firm, without a trace of the old rivalry.
We all change. Some of us just take a little longer.
Kazuya nodded, a real smile cracking his stern face. For the first time, he looked like an ally, not a rival. The sealed cutlass seemed lighter in its sheath. Not a burden anymore, just a relic of a past that no longer held power over him. That evening, the cliff where Riku had once faced the curse now held only silence and the distant crash of calm waves. Akari stood beside him.
The sea looks different now. No darkness hiding beneath.
It's just water again. Nothing more, nothing less.
You freed us all, Riku. Not with a death, but by refusing to die for them.
She's right. The cycle is broken. Not just the curse, the fear.
He touched the sealed cutlass. The golden light pulsed once, steady and warm. Not a weapon, a vow.
Some burdens shouldn't be passed on. You taught us that.
Their eyes met, a quiet understanding passing between them. No more words were needed. The sun melted into the sea, painting the world in shades of gold and cyan. A new tide was rising, one of hope, and far above, a single seagull soared, tracing the line where sky and sea became one.